Hello friends. The new chapter of ESSA, Gold Road, is already here and we are finally here too. You please don't pay attention to the noises, sounds, because there are a lot of players who are hungry and they are already testing their builds. You can see it, but it doesn't matter. So, you can see Skingrad. Maybe one of the most popular places which we so wanted and which as a players mentioned and requested so many times. And finally we got it. And don't forget that this adventure will not include prologue quests and new dungeons quests because first of all there is no time for me and I'm hungry too. I want so much to start this adventure and let's do it. And of course, we can see I can say she is already our friend, Laramel the Wise. Let's talk with her. And by the way, beautiful landscapes. Some players said that there are too many gold colors, but friends, it's Gold Road. I think that it's normal.
I greet you, chosen of fate. Hermaeus Mora calls upon you to defend this world and all of reality. A secret contained for ages is now free. Where the once forgotten prince walks, disturbance and disorder follow. And that is how we will find her.
What sorts of disturbance and disorder?
A secretive and violent order called the Recollection scours ruins throughout the Weald. Strange Daedric creatures harry the region. And the wood elf King Nantharian reigns over a newly grown forest. A sure sign the threads of fate have frayed.
What was that about the threads of fate?
The lines of possibility that weave through reality and hold everything together. Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, has been set free. Her presence threatens both our world and the realms beyond. Help me meet this threat, and you will be rewarded.
Sure, I will help you deal with the threat of Athelia. Where do we begin?
Let me mark your map. Frayed threads of fate point to Rustwall, the Ellenglin ruins, and Ostermere. And take this relic, the Echonir. You might find it useful. My friend Baragon offered his townhouse in Skingrad. Let us meet there when we are done.
Okay. So, we can avoid Skingrad now, and because we will return to here in the next part of quest. Okay. So, tell me about these sites you want me to investigate.
They are all within West Weald, not far from the city of Skingrad. Which location are you curious about?
Well, let's say Rustfall Estate.
Rustwall Estate is an old Colovian manor to the southeast, on the outskirts of Skingrad. Why Rustwall is important, I cannot say. Yet the threads of fate have been disturbed there, and we need to determine the cause.
Okay, what's going on at Ostermere?
I am not sure. That is why I asked you to investigate. Ostermere is a Colovian town in the Strid Vale, not far from the southern edge of the New Forest. I have heard stories about powerful groundquakes and enraged forest creatures in the area.
What was about a new forest?
The Valenwood Forest mysteriously expanded across the River Strid and replaced the previous Colovian terrain. The wood elves who settled the area call it Dawnwood. King Nantharian rules a new Bosmer realm beneath its thick canopy.
What can you tell me about Ellenglin?
Ellenglin is a substantial Ayleid ruin that lies north of Skingrad. A lonely and peaceful spot, or so I have been told. Yet the threads of fate simply vanish in the vicinity. A phenomenon I have never observed before. We must determine why. Recently, the vineyards of the southwest portion of the Weald were overgrown with a thick forest. Now wood elves led by King Nantharian have settled the city of Vashabar. So far these settlers have been peaceful, but Skingrad is concerned.
Of course, I get them. So, I'll head out to investigate those sites now.
Very good. I do not know what awaits you at Rustwall, but look for our ally Baragon at Ostermere. He mentioned he had business of his own there. As for Ellenglin, I will meet you there. I am quite curious to see those ruins.
And you know, I'm not sure I understand how Ethelia escaped. Can you explain this?
It began with Torvasard, a clanless Dremora tormented by a dream he could not remember. He came to suspect that something had been taken from him, and that Hermaeus Mora was responsible. So Torvasard sought allies.
Allies?
The Daedric princes Vermina and Periite. Torvasard convinced them Mora had stolen their memories too. Together they invaded Apocrypha and reached the glyphics in which Mora kept the secret. There was another Daedric prince, Ethelia.
And what happened to Ethelia?
Hermaeus Mora rallied other princes against her. They defeated Ethelia and Mora imprisoned her within the mythos, the core of Apocrypha. Then he made everyone forget. Torvasard opened the glyphics and set the imprisoned memories free.
And what happened then?
When we followed Torvasard to Athelia's prison, he was as surprised as we were. She had already escaped. Perhaps the act of restoring her memory to the world was enough for her to set herself free. Now Ethelia is loose and somewhere in Westweald.
How do we stop Ethelia if we find her?
That is not an easy question to answer. Ethelia is a Daedric prince. No mortal can match her power without assistance, nor can Hermaeus Mora move against her while she walks our world. He is bound by the Cold Harbor Compact, while Ethelia is not.
What is it, the Cold Harbor Compact?
An ancient agreement that prevents many of the most powerful Daedric princes from directly manifesting on Nern. Ethelia was imprisoned long before the deal was struck, so she and the Daedra that serve her are not party to its restrictions.
What are we supposed to do, then?
Find her, observe her, discover her plans. Use the Echoneer to reveal her memories. Mora chose you and requested I assist you. He believes you can help preserve reality from Athelia's threat, so we must trust that he shall guide us along the way.
There must be something else we can do, too.
We know that Daedric relics such as the Echoneer were used to help defeat Ethelia in ancient times. Perhaps such items shall play a part again. For now, knowledge must be our weapon of choice, and our task is to arm ourselves as best we can. Let me mark your map. Frayed threads of fate point to Rustwall, the Ellenglin ruins, and Ostermere. And take this relic, the Echoneer. You might find it useful. My friend Baragon offered his townhouse in Skingrad. Let us meet there when we are done.
So... Path of Chaos. Let's start to investigate places in a row. And let's start since Ostomir. The Westweald map. And yes, we will return to Skinrad. We will observe this city. So let's go to... Beautiful place, yes. Interesting. I wonder what happened with those trees. Interesting. Hello. Are there cultists here? But these people are already dead. Who's here? Wildborn tigerlings. Those vineyards.
You need to be careful traveling in this area. There are some nasty customers around. Not you, of course. You're one of the nicer customers.
Thank you, Moresha.
Rest your weary bones for a while. And while you're here, feel free to look through my wares. It is good to see a friendly face out here in the hinterlands. How are you this fine day? Can I help you with anything? Rest your weary bones for a while. And while you're here, feel free to look through my wares. You need to be careful traveling in this area.
Okay, you can help me.
It is good to see a friendly face out here in the hinterlands.
For example, let's check. There was no something interesting. So be careful, you two. Hey, doggy. Happy tail. I can see the house. Let's check. You know, I like this atmosphere very much. It's like a horror game. Tristram. Something like that. Sky Shard. We cannot enter here too. Oh. Hey.
Hey there. Do you know anything about this devastated region? Or, bears?
One moment. One moment. Subtitles. Yes. Legionary Luther.
Hello. I'm a legionary in the West Weald Legion. Have you had any experience tracking creatures? How would you like to perform a great service for Count Calantius of Skingrad?
Well, that depends. What do you need?
Recently, the Count's entourage was investigating the nearby devastation when twisted creatures attacked us. The Count escaped, but his pet bear cub, Lord Svendelmore of the Burnt Biscuits, who we just call Burn Biscuit, fled deeper into the region.
And they sent you despite you can die. Sorry to hear that. How can I help?
I promised the Count that I would not return without his pet. Burn Biscuit's probably near where the entourage was attacked. Let me mark it on your map. We should start the search there. I'm sure the Count will provide a reward for your help.
Okay, I will help you find the Count's pet bear.
We must find the Count's lost bear cub. He's somewhere in the devastated area.
How did you get your injuries?
I went out on my own to go find Burn Biscuit, but the twisted creatures around the expedition's wreckage were much stronger than I'd expected, especially the bog dogs, as if they weren't a menace before.
Why don't you return to Skingrad and heal up? I will find the cub.
Oh, I appreciate your concern, but I refuse to leave without Burn Biscuit. It's my duty as a legionary to fulfill the wishes of Count Calantius and the people of Skingrad, even at the cost of my own life.
Well, you are a good soldier. Tell me about this spear, by the way.
Burn Biscuit?
Yes.
He's a cub that the Count rescued on his travels. He's a little scamp, always poking his nose into things. He gets his name from eating burned biscuits in the kitchen. And he loves apples. Can't get enough.
Sounds adorable.
He is. He and the Count have been inseparable. Now that he's missing, Count Calantius will be bereft with grief. We need to bring him back.
Okay, I already understood.
We must find the Count's lost bear cub. He's somewhere in the devastated area.
Devastated area. It is one of your soldiers, maybe. Burnt biscuits. Let's help. Elite champion. Well, we can see a camp.
I came as quick as I could. Search the wreckage for clues. It hurts when I bend down right now. What have you found?
Apples. The bear likes apples. I remember.
Mud crab apples. Look at those cute little bite marks. This is definitely Burn Biscuit's doing.
The Vashabar thread. The Vashabar's thread. Report from Scout Brita Canconius to the Honorable Tribune Alea. I fear the denizens of Vashabar within the new forest, which they call Dawnwood, may be more than the idle tree lovers we originally perceived them to be. The settlement is built atop Aelid ruins and thoroughly ensconced in thick green foliage and wild growths that has never been seen in the region before. As we are dealing with wood elves, I find this development both disturbing and vaguely threatening. I spent several days observing the movements of the wood elves in Vashabar, as instructed. Remaining unseen in the forest was not difficult, but the excessive greenery did not ease my mind as to what the wood elves intend for Westfield. The size and density of the trees is shocking, especially given how recently the forest sprang up. It does not bode well for the farmlands and vineyards that feed Kalovia. As for the wood elves themselves, many of them appear to be simple laborers and gazers. Their ranks also include capable hunters. They do not seem overly inclined toward violence, but I do not doubt their ability to use these weapons against any of their perceived enemies. Moreover, the hunters enjoy a regular target practice. They typically use leather targets and painted animal hides, but I once saw them use a standard-issue Legion helmet as a target. They laughed with glee when a particularly gifted archer shot the plume of the top. I do not know how they acquired the helmet, and I loathe to dwell on it. As I have illustrated above, we must not forget the Wood Elves' proficiency with ranged weapons. Any Legion troops patrolling the border of the New Forest should be heavily armored and ordered to keep their helmets on whenever they are in sight of the thick trees. A good portion of the Wood Elves also show a zealous devotion to their king, Nantharion. He is the greatest cause for concern. Through his charismatic leadership, he was able to unite, multiply clans of Wood Elves to form a new settlement nearly overnight. His reputation alone may attract more followers to the region. This is certainly grounds for further surveillance and legion reinforcements along the border of the forest. If given the chance, I believe Nantharion would gladly expand the bounds of Vashabar, snaking his roots into the fertile land of Kalovia. Under no circumstances should he be left unchecked. Until I receive new orders, I will continue my observations. I diligently await your further instruction. Map of Westfield. How are you?
What have you found?
I didn't finish yet. Smashed crate.
Ah, that's something. Those bite marks are definitely from a troll.
Slashed basket.
That's a troll claw. But look at the bluish smoke. Definitely one of those warped creatures. Let's discuss what you found.
So, I found this claw, a gnaved plank, and these chewed up apples.
Your most important find are these mudcrab apples. Look at the dainty tooth marks on them. Burn Biscuit definitely nibbled on them. He may have dragged off a bag of them. We can follow the trail.
What about the claw and the tooth-marked plank?
That's more troubling. Those are definitely troll marks, but we weren't attacked by a troll. That troll may be tracking Burn Biscuit. Oh, poor cub. You have to find him and lead him back here.
How do I lead him back?
Count Calandius gave me his favorite treat. The bear's favorite, I mean, not the Count's. Mud crab apple fritters. Take them, feed them to Burn Biscuit, and he'll follow you back here. Hurry, and watch out for that troll.
Okay, it's obvious that we can use apples.
Have you found Burn Biscuit?
Not yet. Wild burn troll. So let's do it. Hey. Burn Biscuit. I'm glad you are healthy. Come on, little friend. By the way, I saw the fight. Ogre is fighting with Sench. Come on, friend. Come on. I think that legendary Whiz will be happy.
By Akatosh, Burn Biscuit.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, Lord Svendlemore. I'm so glad you're back. Let's talk, traveler.
Please, legendary, can I take Burn Biscuit with me? He is so cute and...
You found him! Great work!
Don't pay attention. I think this is beer you are looking for, by the way.
Great job, friend. I'm so relieved. Head to Skingrad. Count Calandius has an office there, near the chapel. He'll want to reward you. I'll bring along Burn Biscuit and meet you there.
Yes, I will be in Skingrad later.
Head to Count Calandius' office in Skingrad. It's close to the chapel.
Okay, now I should return to my adventure and my goal. Investigate Ostomer. Let's go there. What is this place? Meridia's Shrine. I think we need clean this shrine. Or maybe not. Quest. Quest marker. Hey. Hello. Nobody here. Notice two travelers. Well, notice two travelers. To me, for example. Firelight Cave is a delightful display of nature's underground artistry. Always worth a look. I, Carfindis Borlo, have received showers of praise for my work, showing the moody, mysterious nature within. If you go, be on your guard within Firelight, perhaps even more so now, with some unrest with the very land itself here and there along the Gold Road. I have seen in the distance strange movement and intriguing glides. The lithe movement of a spriggan, perhaps, and there are strange echoes that may frighten those of a less adventurous nature. Deep bass notes from some creature or creatures within. So, I must both praise Firelight for its mysterious beauty and caution you in the same breeze for its equally mysterious denizens. Fair travelers, look for my bulletins hither and yon as I explore Tamriel with my pains and a merry heart. Carfindis Borlo, Painter at Large. Firelight Cave discovered. Oh, by the way, near to Ostomir, so we will check them. Well, and with this bonfire activated, we can get Meridia's Radiance. Her radiance keeps the darkness at bay, like the sun reflecting off the leaves lining the Gold Road. The Dark Princes, those that plague the mare, quail from her bright light, becoming only shadows before her visage. Those who seek Meridia's protection pray at her shrine and gain enlightenment in these dark times, as a bright candle illuminates the darkness. So we will go. Let's follow the trail. Oh. Wait a moment. What is it? What is it? Is it a building? The Bosmer building. Or not. Ah. I don't like these sounds. Sharp Tooth Fire Mage. Interesting chairs. Was it your home? Apparently, yes. Look at this trunk. I think that I need to wear. The rain has started. I'll just look at the boss. Because I wonder who is it? Or what is it? False Glade. I'm sorry, sorry again. Great. Well, let's go to our cage. We'll check boss later.
I pray you aren't another rogue come to take what's left.
Good day. Look at this cozy atmosphere. I like it. The rain outside and humidity. But you are here with bonfire and cozy atmosphere. What's the quest?
Oh, please help. It's all destroyed. Did you feel it, traveler? The ground shook so hard that what remained of our poor village crumbled around me. I can still hear my neighbor's cry as the roof fell on her. I'm sorry, it's just all too much.
Tell me more about your village.
Ostomer.
Ah,
It used to be lovely. Then that horrid jungle sprang out of nowhere and drove us out. We wanted to reclaim our homes, but I don't see that happening now. Not with so many dead. Oh, I do hope that nice wood elf found more survivors.
wait. What nice wood elf?
Baragon. He came to Ostomer looking for his friend. Greenspeaker Sorrelin, I believe he said her name was. After the disaster, he didn't hesitate to help. You should join him. He's looking for survivors and could use a hand.
Yes, I knew him. I will find Baragon and see how I can help.
You'll find Baragon on the road outside Ostamir, just to the north of the village. He built a small camp for the survivors. Tell him I sent you. And any aid you can give will be appreciated, traveler. It's rare to find much kindness in this world.
Please tell me about Ostamir.
I watched our little village grow from a few tents to actual structures. It was a beautiful place. And then the forest suddenly grew up around us, trees and vegetation bursting through the paved streets and displacing buildings. We fled in terror.
And then the ground shook.
No, the forest sprang up months ago. Some of us decided to return, try to reclaim our village from this unnatural jungle. It was going well, too. Then the ground started to shake and what was left of Ostamir started falling down around us.
But why didn't you stay at the camp?
I'm not sure. I was hurt by debris. Then I just started walking. I stopped here to rest. Then you stopped by. Ostamir truly belongs to this jungle now. But maybe you can help any survivors? You and that nice Baragon.
I will. Elesia Urgelian.
You'll find Baragon on the road outside Ostamir, just to the north of the village. He built a small camp for the survivors. Tell him I sent you. And any aid you can give will be appreciated, traveler. It's rare to find much kindness in this world.
Anyway, you need to go to the camp, to the bonfire. We will meet later. Let's talk with these people. Grander Nemerset.
Oh, Julianus be praised. A friendly face. It seems the roads are far more dangerous than I was led to believe. We stopped to enjoy the breeze when a crazed brigand came out of nowhere and robbed us.
One brigand did all this?
One masked brigand and a pack of horrid beasts she commanded. Frelgatha did everything she could to protect me, bless her heart. But the thief made off with my entire dowry. Now I haven't a napkin ring to present to my future bride.
Where did the brigand run off to?
She disappeared into the nearby Firelight Cave. Adventurer, if you can recover my 4 dowry bundles, I promise to make it worth your while. Every scrap of silk and muddy jewel could save me from becoming the laughingstock of Skingrad.
I will search Firelight Cave for your stolen dowry. But not only for that.
It took years to negotiate a fair dowry for the Verdullis family's eldest daughter. To come this close to a life of leisure, only for some flea-infested scoundrel to dash my dreams? Please, search Firelight for my dowry. I beg of you.
Despite I think that you don't need worry about things when people die and so terrible things is happening. But anyway, who's the Verdullis family?
They are a very powerful mercantile family, and any misstep could spell disaster for my marriage proposal. It's been a grueling year of negotiations between our families. Would you believe I haven't even met my bride-to-be?
I don't know. You've never met your bride?
Absurd, I know, but it's almost more romantic. The tidal forces of commerce leaving us marooned on the shores of love. We've written each other, of course, and beneath the polite formalities, I do believe a moral nurtures a spark of love for me.
You know, it is a little bit dangerous, but it's your choice, because Oh, alright. What if you don't like each other?
That's hardly a reason not to get married. My parents built a lumber empire despite hating each other. Of course, without my dowry, none of this matters. Not to press, but even a small portion returned could save my marriage.
I get it very well. I'll search Firelight for your dowry again.
Please, find what you can of my dowry and I'll compensate you handsomely.
And be wary of the Theriker. They aren't to be trifled with.
By the way, the rain is finished.
It took years to negotiate a fair dowry for the Verdullis family's eldest daughter.
I was hired to deal with road thieves and pickpockets. I'm no beast tamer. Although after this I may try to pick the skill up. It was awfully impressive. I'll leave the cave delving to you, stranger.
Thank you. You are so generous.
I was hired to deal with road...
And who are you, friend?
You're going to find Master Grandeur's stolen goods? Wonderful. If you make quick work of it, I should be able to have his evening clothes properly pressed in time for dinner in Skingrad.
You know, you remind me the Cudwell when he was young.
You're going to find Master...
So big way shrines. Well, let's check. Firelight Cave. Who is it?
What's this? Did my betrothed hire someone to retrieve his dowry? How quaint. You should be warned. My beasts don't like losing their toys, and they do love his shiny gifts. Tread carefully, adventurer. I've had my fill of impish fools with childish dreams.
Wow. I think we will talk later. Apparently. Well, let's go. There is nothing interesting here. Let's continue.
Joy can be found in a marriage fueled by coin.
Grandor's gemstones. A collection of beautifully faceted gemstones in a myriad of shining colors.
Help him if you feel so inclined, but be warned. The beasts of firelight are ravenous.
Amaurel Verdulis. Sorry. Don't pay attention.
What use have I for collars of gold and silver? Contracts be damned. I know my worth, and Grandeur should come to learn his.
Grandor's jewelry. A bundle of tangled jewelry pieces made of polished gold and silver.
The Theriker grow restless. We have that in common. It's time we left these woods behind.
Wow.
I had dreams of being a great warden, you know. But these woods have changed. The land doesn't sing to me anymore.
Grander spices.
Return the dowry to Grander if you wish. I'm leaving all this nonsense behind.
I hope that there will be some notes, but not. Well, let's go. Sky shard. Can I return from here? I don't know. Maybe I can. I'm afraid I made a mistake. Okay. Maybe I will find something interesting here. Wood Elves and the Green Pact. Ah, is it boss? Let's fight. I thought it is boss, but it's not, obviously. Yes, I made mistake. And how I can return? Well, friends, I need time to return and I will skip this. But not. I think that I can return from other side. Yes. Maybe there will be something interesting and you can... Yes.
I'm certain Grander will wonder whether he was inadequate, unworthy of my love. And he'd be right. I've tamed beasts and monsters. I've no need for a mouse. I've taken what I need. Enough gold to start a new life. Far away from here. You should do the same.
Well, let's do it then. I hope that I will find something related to that artist. You know, I read his note in the Meridia Shrine. Wow. I think it's dangerous. I don't know, maybe the boss of this delve will be here. Ah, right, yes. Yes. So...
I'm not here to fight. My family drama put you in danger. I owe you some answers if you want them.
Yes, of course, I want. So, hello, I'm Aurel Verdolis.
A proper introduction, then. I am Amoro Verdelis, Grander's bride-to-be. You can tell him it was me. I'm certain my betrayal will make for quite the waterworks. I harbor no ill will toward the man, only what he represents. this contract.
What will your parents think of all this?
It's been years since they've taken any interest in my needs. Why would I care for theirs? They've made it plainly clear I wasn't the daughter they prayed for. Too quick to fight, too tough to bend, and still they tried to force me into shape.
Why hide with these beasts in Firelight Cave?
This cave was once a sanctuary from my parents, before this wild magic twisted it into something cruel. It was my second home, filled with beasts with softer smiles than the ones that raised me.
Magic twisted this place?
Yes, and the creatures that lived within it, driven wild and feral. I did what I could to calm them, tend to their fear. I had hoped to take them with me, to return the favor and save them from this mess. But I acted too late.
Well, I feel sorry about your situation. And where will you go now?
I'm not sure. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell Grander's hired aide. Just know it will be far away from here. Beyond the highlands and the overgrowth. Beyond even the reach of my family's wealth.
So... I better get back to Grander. I don't know. On the one hand, he deserves to know the truth, but on the other hand, I understand you, and I want to help you.
He's one of countless pampered nobles that look at these marvelous, newly grown woods and see only a profit to be made. They have no love for its beauty, and nor do I for their greed. So forgive me for not considering what he deserves.
Yes, I understand. But what should I tell him?
Tell him what you will. I'm certain the scandal won't take long to spread. The Verdelis family's wild child finally making for the hills. I only wish I'd done it sooner. And that I could see my mother's face when she realizes what happened.
He really did want to marry you, you know.
That's a pity. Tell Grander I have a sister. A sweet little thing eager for love. But warn him no dowry. Do it right. Court her. They need to decide for themselves, not our parents.
Well, I understood you, and it's great that you have a sister. Yes, it's great. I think that it's the way to solve this trouble. I better get back to Grander. Goodbye, Amariel. I hope that you will be happy. Anywhere.
Farewell, adventurer. Perhaps one day we'll cross paths again.
I would like to it. Yes. Oh. Not the worst situation, but a little bit difficult. I will try to save incognito of Amariel and try to help at the same time to Grander.
You've returned in
Let's
one
talk.
piece. I hope you gave that brigand what for.
Thank Malakath you're back. Grander's pitiful whimpering was beginning to drive me mad. Go talk to him. And if he says he hasn't been crying, he's lying.
Okay.
Thank Malakath you.
I hope you have good news for Master Grandeur. This whole ordeal has had such a profound and distressing effect on the young lord.
You're back? and with my dowry in tow. This is still plenty to impress the Verdulis' eldest daughter and secure her hand. I could kiss you, adventurer. Though I suppose I should save that for my bride-to-be.
Yes, I retrieved your dowry, but your marriage is off.
What's this now? Has word already spread of my ineptitude? My abject failure? Has the Verdulis family already dragged my name through the coals? Please, kind-hearted and dashing adventurer, end your silence and tell me!
Well, the brigand who robbed you was Amaurel Verdulis.
My? Immoral? What would drive her to steal her own dowry? Surely there must be some misunderstanding. These barbaric acts are far beneath her, let alone the Verdulis family name. At least it explains the warm rush I felt from her commands.
You know she needed the dowry to run away.
Run away? I see. It's strange. I find myself so hurt by someone I never met. Who am I to begrudge someone for wanting greener pastures? I hope she finds what she's looking for. I'll be fine. Mother taught us Namarset men to persevere.
There are plenty of wolves in the den, Granda.
Well, I don't appreciate the chosen imagery. I get your meaning. Yes. Though the long road to betrothal is a lonely path, I'll gladly walk it. Thank you, traveler. You've earned this gold as well as my deep respect.
A ring of faithfulness. Part of the Aelid refuge set.
I wonder what's to become of this dowry. I could save it for my next bride, or perhaps I could invest it in some sort of capital venture. Father rarely loosens the purse strings for my ideas, so this is the perfect time to prove myself.
You should know, Maurel mentioned she had a sister.
Yes, of course, a delightful woman. In fact, she was the one who often made the ride out to our lumber yards to collect my letters to Amaurel. Are you implying that I should marry her instead?
Well, it's your choice, but Amaurel thought you could court her properly. No dowry.
What a novel idea! I'll admit to some relief that our arranged marriage is over. I have always been a bit of a romantic, and this merger by way of marriage was less than ideal. Perhaps I will. A proper courtship. If she agrees, of course.
Well, good luck, Granda, with whatever you decided to do.
I wonder what's to become of this dowry. I could save it for my next bride. Good news! The adventurer retrieved my dowry. We can continue on to Skingrad as planned. And I promise you both a pint of ale when we get there.
Such a relief. And I'll be able to press and sort out your clothing in time for any balls or soirees.
How generous. A whole drink after nearly losing an arm to a Theriker.
I wonder what's to become of this
Well done. I expect we'll be on our way soon. Marriage troubles aside, I'm quite looking forward to our stay in Skingrad. I hope to make it as relaxing as I can for Master Grandeur. Well done.
It will be good to get back to Skingrad. I enjoy the outdoors as much as the next person. But this armor starts to chafe when I've been in the heat for too long.
And I should continue my adventure too. And the rain has started again.
You there!
Ostomir.
Let's help these people! You there! Let's help these people!
Yeah, as I already said, this adventure will not include prologues and dungeon quests, so it might be that Baragon doesn't know me.
I'm pretty sure my leg is broken. Baragon pulled me out from under a rock. He's a good sort. For a wood elf. Maybe you can help him.
For a wood elf.
I'm pretty sure my leg...
Mother demanded we return for the family jewels. Priceless heirlooms, she kept insisting. I begged her to let them go.
I just curled up under a tree for a nap when the quake hit. I slept through most of it until I heard the screaming. That's when Baragon pulled me to my feet. Good thing, too. A huge branch fell right where I had been sleeping just a moment before.
Well,
I'm glad you happened by. This woman will be fine, but there's plenty more injured in what's left of the village of Ostomir. Maybe you could help me find them. The ground could shake again at any moment. We need to hurry and save whoever we can.
what happened here?
Greenspeaker Sorrelin sent me a letter, asked me to meet her here. After I arrived, the ground rumbled like an angry timber mammoth. Whole buildings collapsed, trapping people. When the new forest appeared, it damaged the village. This may end it.
New forest?
Apparently, a few months back, what was once rolling hills and rich Colovian farmland was suddenly engulfed by this great forest. Look, help me rescue more Ostomir survivors, then we can find Sorrelin. I can toss you some coin for your efforts.
Of course I will help you rescue the villagers and search for Greenspeaker Sorrelin.
Inside the village, listen for any calls for help. People could be buried under rubble or trapped inside collapsed buildings. Just watch out for the strange beasts. They appeared after the ground shook. And keep an eye out for Greenspeaker Sorrelin.
Why Greenspeaker Sorrelin asked you to meet her here?
No clue at all. Her letter was quite short. All it said was she learned something in Ostomir. She said it was important, and I needed to see it for myself. She wants to share whatever she discovered with me. That's all I know.
And any idea why she came to Ostomir?
I don't know. Last I heard, she was part of the Wood Elf settlement in Vashabar. That isn't too far from here.
Tell me about Vashabar.
That's what the Wood Elves who settled here after the forest appeared call their city. It's north of here. Anyway, she could have come to Ostomir for the Aeliad ruins. There are plenty nearby that might interest her, but that's just a guess.
She's interested in Aelids.
That's how we met. I love all sorts of history while she studies Aelids. The culture and history of those ancient elves fascinate her. My own interests were purely practical, stuff that could help me back in my adventuring days.
You called Sorrelin a Greenspeaker. Tell me about them.
The finest wielders of nature magic in Tamriel. Greenspeakers wiggle their fingers and a tree bends its shape into a home. They make it possible for wood elves to construct cities without harming the forest.
We should go to look for Greenspeaker Sorrelin, then.
I'm worried about her too, friend. But Sorrelin is no delicate bellflower. She's shown me time and again that she's perfectly capable of defending herself. Let's help the other survivors, and then see if we can pick up her trail.
A few questions before that. Tell me about Ostomir.
It's a typical Colovian village, or rather, it was, known for fishing and trade. As I understand it, When this forest sprang up a few months ago, it caused massive damage and drove the villagers away. They were starting to return when this happened.
We are pretty close to Valenwood, aren't we?
Very. And this new forest, it's like Valenwood jumped the river and spread here. I remember when Ostermere was founded. Someone else thought it was a prelude to invasion, but a fishing settlement posed no threats and cooler heads prevailed.
What's that about the new forest?
That's one of the things I'm looking into. Something caused this forest to grow rapidly, so I suspect some sort of magic was involved. From the growth pattern, I guess that this stretch of land along the river was where the new growth originated.
Could Valenwood have caused this?
I'd rather not speculate. Wood Elf magic can speed and direct growth, but not on this scale. And not so wild and untamed that it destroys whole villages. Still, I plan to look into all that. Later, after we help these people.
Yeah, and the last question. That's all I need to know about... it's not a question.
Questions are all well and good, but we have people to save. Anything else you want to know? Otherwise, let's get on with the rescuing, friend.
And tell me about yourself, please.
I used to get into trouble just for fun. Adventuring, treasure hunting, that sort of thing. So rushing into danger to help the Ostermere survivors is no big deal. It's the right thing to do. Otherwise, I'm mostly settled down these days. Mostly.
Settle down?
Studying inscriptions and old tombs inspired me to become an Imperial scribe. I worked in Cyrodiil for years, recording documents and dabbling in history, spying and creating ciphers too from time to time. These days, I make my home in Skingrad.
Very well.
Inside the village, listen for any calls for help. People could be buried under rubble or trapped inside collapsed buildings. Just watch out for the strange beasts. They appeared after the ground shook. And keep an eye out for Greenspeaker Soralen.
Gods, my leg hurts. Baragon carried me here, but some of my family is still in there. Please, find them. Gods!
I heard you agreed to help the Wood Elf find more survivors. Do your best to find everyone you can, please. Those are our neighbors and friends trapped down there. I'll tend to any wounded up here. Don't worry, I won't leave anyone behind.
I hope you find more of my neighbors out there. We should have never come back to Ostermere. Rebuilding in all this jungle? Too much work. Anyway, I'll stay here and help watch over the camp.
I see that you are staying here, but it would be great and better if you would come with us and help.
Keep your ears open. Follow any shouts for help.
Help! I can't get out! The door's blocked!
Clear the rubble.
Thank the eight. I thought that was my grave.
We cannot enter, right? Right.
My sister's trapped! We need help!
It hurts so much, sister.
I know, little bug. Please, help me move this.
Thank you. I'm never coming back here.
Are you alright?
Inside the village, listen for any calls for help. These creatures only exist in the Dawnwood. They look so strange.
I would like to check and observe the house, but I cannot. The orc songs.
Help! The vines won't let me go! Thanks. Even the plants want to kill me.
You're safe now. Go join your family.
Sorelen, you're alive!
Baragon! Oh. Who's your friend?
I can't tell you how relieved I feel to find Sorelen safe and sound. I'm not surprised that she'd stay to help survivors. Let's talk to her. Maybe she'll explain her invitation to come here.
I had no idea the ground would shake so violently when I asked Baragon to meet me here. Nature is nothing if not unpredictable. I also didn't expect him to bring a guest. So, who are you, friend of Baragon?
I'm just someone who happened by and decided to help him rescue survivors. Why did you invite him here?
Helping people in dangerous situations sounds just like Baragon. Can't fault him for accepting help. I asked him to join me in Ostermere because I found something amazing, miraculous even. He needs to see it for himself.
That sounds intriguing. What did you find, by the way?
No. The only way Baragon can understand this discovery is by experiencing it himself. How about we all see it together? It's down in the Alien ruins nearby. I'll show you both. It truly is remarkable.
Well, alright. Let's enter the Alien ruins.
Baragon's an old friend. He'll appreciate my discovery. I hope you do as well. The ruins are to the southeast of the village. Meet me outside the entrance when you finish helping survivors. I can't wait for Baragon to see what I found.
So, why did you come to Ostermere?
In addition to being a green speaker, I study Aelids and the history of the wild elves for the University of Gwylem. The nearby ruins called out to me the moment I noticed them. And what I discovered... no, you really must see it.
It was close. So, you seem particularly interested in the Aelids.
Why wouldn't I be? All Bosmer can trace their lineage directly to the ancient Aelids. Well, almost all. This history surprises many people and can be controversial, but my research definitively shows that we're the inheritors of that legacy.
Why would this be controversial?
A disgusting bigotry toward Bosmer pervades scholars from other cultures. To them, we're not worthy of such a noble ancestry. But plainly, they're wrong. You should read my book. It contains all the evidence needed to persuade any doubter.
Well, I will. Tell me about green speakers.
Green speakers are a vital part of any Bosmer community, and I cherish my role. Shaping the green is an art. It involves merging my voice with the song of nature and guiding how things grow. We don't control nature. Instead, we have a conversation.
Björgon explained that this forest growth happened recently. Is it the result of green speaking?
Did Baragon tell you that? No, ordinary ain't something as large as this new forest, and certainly not as fast as it appeared. Beyond that, I'd rather not speculate. It goes against my training as a researcher.
And how do you know Baragon?
We grew up together. He started on a path of warrior and hunter, while I trained as a green speaker. He had an interest in scholarly pursuits as well, and we bonded over shared studies. He became a good friend.
I see.
Sorelin wants to meet at the ruins east of here. Let's go. Sorelin asked us to meet her at the Aeliad ruins, southeast of the village. Let's head there now. I'm curious to see what she invited me here to show me.
Baragon's an old friend. He'll appreciate my discovery. I hope you do as well. The ruins are to the southeast.
Are there houses where we can enter? I don't... I will make one screenshot. Oh. What's up? Ooh. 9 commands of the 8 divines. I don't know, is it new lore book or not? Wow. Let's check this place too. Was it tower? I think yes. The circle shape. Hello, friend. Duncan 4791. The first second I thought it is Sorelin. Orders of immediate retrieval. By order of Keeper Virgos. As the epicenter of the original Wildborn ritual, our green speakers assured us new Wildborn seeds would sprout around Astomir. Search the nearby Aelid ruins for a major Wildborn seed. Find and recover a seed as quickly as possible. It is imperative that we have such a seed for the next phase of our campaign, no matter the cost. Enter the ruins that extend below Ostomir. At the roots where Dovenwood originates should be a large seed. You will know it when you see it. Recover the seed and bring it to me. A message is scribbled below in different handwriting. Baragon and friend. Had to run for obvious reasons. Join me down in the ruins. I think you will like what I have to show you.
Wildburn seed? Not sure what that could be, but the handwriting at the bottom, that's Sorelin's.
Yeah.
The handwriting at the bottom of the note is definitely Sorelin's. Running into ruins alone is just like her. But I didn't expect the recollection to be here. She's heading into more danger than she realizes.
Yeah. What do you know about the recollection?
Some sort of cult made up mostly of disgruntled wood elves. Seems to have a connection to the ancient Aelids, but I don't have all the details yet. That's why I am out here adventuring again. I want to figure out who they are and what they're up to.
The note indicates they are trying to recover a Wildburn seed.
I've never heard of a seed, but the Wood Elves of Vashabar use Wildburn to refer to the strange blight along the edge of the New Forest. Worry about that later. Let's focus on finding Greenspeaker Sorelin before she runs afoul of the recollection.
Let's find Greenspeaker Sorelin and investigate this seed.
The recollection consists mostly of Wood Elves, fanatics to a cause I haven't quite pinned down yet. If there are more of them in there, we'll probably need to fight. Come on, let's head into the ruins and find Greenspeaker Sorelin.
Wait a moment. Anything else you can tell me about the Wildburn?
Just that it's what the Wood Elves of Vashabar call the narrow band of devastation that runs along the northern edge of the New Forest. It separates the rest of Westweald from Dawnwood. I'm not sure what a Wildburn seed is, but I plan to find out. Those vines, that's the entrance to the ruins. The recollection consists mostly of Wood Elves, fanatic. Those vines, that's the entrance to the ruins.
There are stairs. Where they lead, I wonder. nowhere. A Sundul. So finally the new art screen. Because if you noticed, the Firelight Cave has the old type of art. Ah, it was accidentally. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk with Baragon.
Delving into old ruins feels so familiar. Sure, I hung up my adventuring gear long ago, but you never forget the basics. Let's focus on finding Greenspeaker Sorrelin and this seed. We can trade stories of our best adventures later.
Well, friends, I will continue in the next part of this adventure. Thank you for watching, and I can say that I like this new chapter. I like atmosphere and I like the story. Let's see what will happen in the future.